Now we'll discuss about the system databases, guys. Okay, we'll discuss about the system databases. So how many system databases we have? What is the role of each system database? Where we can see that? Okay, so let's discuss all these things. So to run the SQL Server, of course, SQL Server is also a kind of mechanism, right? So to run this engine, whatever we are trying to do, we are creating a tables, we are just managing the data, we are inserting, we are doing lot of things with the help of data processing and all. But to make sure the SQL Server is up and running, few databases will help you guys. Those databases we can say system databases. So these system databases, you will get it with the SQL Server itself. Okay, you don't need to create it separately. So the system databases means the databases that you will get while installing the SQL Server or when installing the SQL Server. Those databases you can say system databases. There are two types of databases. One is system database, second one is user databases. System databases means when you install the SQL Server, automatically you will get it, the system databases. User databases means we just created, right? The databases that was created by the users, you can say user databases, okay? So we can create how many databases, guys, maximum? Can you guess how many maximum databases we can create?
Eight 32,767.
Very good, okay? We can create maximum of 32,767 databases. Out of those data, it will support, actually SQL Server will support 32,767. Out of 32,767, we will have 5 system databases. By default, you will get it. So 32,767 minus 5, 32,762 databases you can create, guys. Okay, that's how it will work. So now you can see here when you expand the system databases, you can see 4 system databases. Actually, we have 5 system databases, guys. What are those 5 system databases? Right, system databases. Okay, we have 5 system databases in SQL Server. First one is master, model, MSDB, tempdb, resource database. Okay, so you can see only 4 system databases generally in the SSMS. Okay, the other one, the last one, resource DB, is a hidden database, guys. You cannot see this in the SSMS. Shanmukh, where is the proof? Okay, if we cannot see, where we can see in the SSMS, if we cannot see, where we can see, what is the proof and all? If you ask, I'll show you. So let's discuss one by one, guys. Okay, first, the very important database is master DB. Very important, very crucial database in SQL Server. Okay, very crucial DB in the SQL Server. Master knows all the data files and log files information of each database. Means, see, whatever databases that you can see here, model, MSDB, tempdb, and your particular other user databases, you know these paths, right? If you go to this A to B database, you can see this path. If you go to this file space, you can see these files are stored in this location. Okay, these files are stored in this location. So the paths of each database will be recorded in the master database. I am not saying the user databases will be created in the master database. Generally, few people, it's a kind of a myth. People will think that all the user databases will be created in the master database. No, master database is a separate entity, user database is separate as per the database. But the entry, the recording will be stored in the particular master DB. So master DB stores the other databases names, the size of the other databases, the paths, the files, how many files are there, where each file is stored, everything information will be stored in the master database. all this information will be stored in the master database. And it also stores other system databases information, guys. Okay, it also stores other system databases information like model, MSDB, TempDB, other every master knows its own database information and other databases, including system databases and user databases information. So if any database is offline, generally, for example, let's try to bring this offline. How to bring it offline? Tasks and take it offline. Okay. Now this database is going to be offline, guys. Now it was offline. While coming online, now I want to bring this database online, tasks, and I just want to bring this online. When coming online, it should search, right? Where is my Omkar DB data file? Where is my Omkar DB log file? Where it will search? Because this DB is offline. This DB cannot do anything for the particular activity. If you want to bring this DB online, first of all, SQL Server should know where is this Omkar DB data file, because two files are important. As I said, whatever files are there, data files and log files, both are important. So how SQL Server knows where is this Omkar DB data file, where is this Omkar DB log file? How it knows? It will ask master DB, hey, now I have to bring this Omkar DB online. Can you tell me where are the files of this Omkar DB data file and log file? Then master, okay, chalo, let's wait. Let me check and get back to you. So master will check in his repository. Okay, and then okay, this is the location of Omkar DB data file and log file. Go and check physically. If the files are existed, then bring the DB online. So now whatever we discussed, all these steps in between, it just processing, right? In between it will just calculate everything and it will bring the DB online. If you delete any of the data file and log file, you cannot bring it online because it will check the files whether they are not in that location. If files are not there, simply the database will go to suspect state or recovery pending state. So master knows all the other databases information, especially the size, name, location of the files. This information will be stored in the master database. If master is not accessible, okay, can you start the SQL server? If master is corrupted or not accessible, can you start the SQL server, guys? Is it possible?
No. No.
Okay.
No, sure.
Why no? Other databases shouldn't come online. Why no? If master is not
Because
accessible. Hmm.
Master DB is like track the like
Okay,
database.
see, other it will track the other databases. Chalo, fine. If it cannot track, okay, the other databases should show offline, right? Or maybe recovery pending. Why the SQL will not be up and running?
Startup parameters.
Very good. Good word. Okay. I can say master is the brain of the SQL server, right? Master is the brain of the SQL server. So, as I said, even SQL related data also, data in the sense SQL related information, not user data. Okay, the system related information also will be stored in the master DB. Okay, so if master is not accessible, why SQL server will not be up and running? I'll tell you. You will get to know when we discuss about the other databases. Okay, so master also stores the logins information, all the logins, users and passwords information also, okay, will be stored in the master DB. Okay, will be stored in the master DB. If the master is corrupted or not accessible, SQL server will not be up and running. Up and running, guys. Okay, if the master is not accessible or if it is corrupted, okay, SQL server will not be up and running because the other systems, the system databases also should not come online. If the other system databases are not coming online, the SQL server will not come online, guys. Okay, it also stores about the files for each database. okay, files for each database, and it will also stores the information about the linked servers. Okay, so all this information will be stored in the master database, guys. One of the crucial database to manage the SQL server. If there is no master, there is no SQL server. In simple words, if there is no master, there is no SQL server, guys. Clear about the master database? So now let me clear you one thing. Shanmukh, we are starting the SQL server, right? Once SQL Server is online, then only this master and other databases will come online, right? But how SQL Server knows where is my, because first is master, master is crucial. How SQL Server knows master is also a database, how it knows where is the master database data file and log file? How it knows? Any idea? You are getting my question, guys? Master is very crucial. If master comes online, it will check the paths of other databases, then the other databases will come online. But how SQL knows where is master data file and where is the master log? Because master comes online means the data file and log file should be accessible. So how SQL server, how this process knows master data file is stored in this location, log file is stored in this location, how it knows?
The metadata, maybe because it shows the metadata for each other database.
But how first master, how it will be recognized the master is online, the master files are accessible, how it will check?
The startup parameters.
Very good. Now the startup parameters will come online. Okay, so now see here what happened when you start the SQL server exactly. Let me go to this startup, this one, services.msc. Okay, so if you go to the services.msc, to run the SQL server, what is the main service, guys? What is the main service which is responsible to start
You,
SQL server, right?
yes,
SQL
yeah,
server, this one with the instance name in brackets. Right click properties or double click on this process. Okay,
start.
yeah. Can you see here log on section and recovery and dependencies? Okay, one minute. Let me go to like properties, the same thing, right? Okay, okay, fine. So let me go to this configuration manager, guys. Configuration manager, just open configuration manager. It depends upon the version to version. Sometimes in the previous versions you can see in the services.msc only. Let me open configuration manager. So open configuration manager and go to your SQL services. Okay, this is your main service, right? This is your named instance and this is your default instance. Double click on this and then you see here startup parameters. Okay, so now you see here. Let me control C, Windows R, Notepad, control V, or maybe I can paste it outside also. It is not going to allow. Okay. Okay. Control A, Control C, and Control V. Outside is not allowing. It should allow Control A, Control C, Control V. Yeah, okay. And second line, Control C, Control V. And third line, Control C, Control V. Okay, you see here, guys. Hyphen D. -d means data file. When you start this service, exactly this is what happened, guys. When you start the SQL server or when you restart the machine, this is what happened in the backend. Okay, so you see here -d data file, and then it will search for the master MDF file. Okay, C program files, Microsoft SQL Server, your data location, and then master.mdf. And it will also search for the log file -l. This is not I, -l. Okay, and this will also search for the log file. And then error log, because if SQL Server is not able to start, it should able to track, right? What is the problem? Where is the issue and all? So error log. So these three files, when you are starting the SQL Server process or when you restart the Windows machine, okay, first, as per this data parameters, it will go and check whether in this location data file is there or not, whether in this location error log file is there or not, whether in this location log file is there or not. So if all these three files are available, then only it will start the SQL Server. Then only the master will come online. Once master is online, then only other system databases will come online. Once other system databases are come online, then only complete SQL Server will come online. Once SQL Server is online, then only user databases will come online. Is it clear, guys? The mechanism involved, how this will be managed, everyone. So by mistake, if you delete the data file, master data file, okay, from this location, for example, Windows R, please be muted, Bhagi, I'm getting some echo. Control V, okay, and let me go into remove, and let me go to this in the beginning, -l I'll remove. Enter. So now if you see here, see the location master DB. So if anyone is going to remove this, or if anyone is corrupted this file, master log is not accessible, or master data file is not accessible. So master cannot come online. If master cannot come online, other system databases come online. If other system databases cannot come online, SQL Server will not be online. If SQL Server is not online, other user databases cannot be accessible and cannot come online. So application will be down. Clear, guys? Exactly when you start the SQL process, what will happen? Is it clear now? Startup parameters. Right? So that is all about your
Yes.
startup parameters and master database, guys. Now let's go with the other system database. We have the second system database. Okay, let me add this as a startup parameter. Now the next database is very important and crucial database is model database. So what is meant by this model database? You know the meaning of model, right? Model house, okay, role model. What is the meaning of these things? Model house, what is the meaning of model house? If you just want to see some apartments and all, they will just build one model house. What is that?
Template.
Template, very good,
Template.
very good. Very good, guys. The same definition. Model will act as a template for the newly created databases. Okay, for example, let me go back to this. Now you want to create a new database, right click, new database. Okay, so now here you are giving something, maybe like you are giving something like this, okay, Lulu malls. So you are just giving the name, automatically the logical name is going to be changed as per your name. And you can see here initial size 8 MB, auto growth 64 MB unlimited, log file initial size 8 MB, auto growth 64 MB unlimited. The files are going to be stored in this location. Few options are online, few options are enabled, few options are disabled, few options are on, few options are off, few of them are true, few of them are false. But we didn't set anything, right? Then from where it is getting the details, data file size should start with 8 MB, auto growth should be 64 MB. It's a template. It's actually a template. You are just renaming the existing template. That's how you are creating the database. But where we are getting this template? From where we are getting this template, guys? The model database.
Model.
So model will act as a template for the newly created database. Shanmukh, I don't believe. Chalo, no problem. Let me go to the model database. Model, right click, properties. Now I'll change the values here. Okay. Files. I'll change the data file size from 8 to 81 MB. Log file size from 8 to 18 MB. Okay. See 81, 18. Wantedly, just I'm giving you the random values. Okay. Auto growth size, I'll change it to in percentage 10 percentage. Okay. By 10% unlimited. Okay. Click OK now. Okay. Now let's try to create a new database. New database. See, earlier when I am trying to create a new database, that window is also open. See, earlier we got 8 MB, 8 MB, 64 MB unlimited, the paths and all. Now, whenever I am creating a new database after changing the model value, see 81 MB, 18 MB by 10%. So this model will act as a template for the newly created databases, guys. Is it clear? What is the role of model? In case the simple thing I'll tell you, you are creating the model data, you are creating a new database, right? Simply you are renaming the a copy of the model database. You are renaming a copy of the model database. That's why when you create a new database, see here, go to this, let me minimize this and go to any database, expand, and the tables, of course, tables won't be there because in the model you don't have any tables. When you are creating for the first time in the model, you don't have any tables and all. So now you see here, okay, tables. And if you go to views, system views, lot of views you can see, okay. So when you create a new table also, when you create a new database also, automatically you will get all these things. Okay, this is A to B, right? I didn't created anything, right? If you just expand this views, see, from where you are getting all this data? From where we are getting all this data, guys? This is A to B database. Okay, this is A to B database. Like that, if you go to this particular Haldirams, the same thing you can see. Okay, views. So what I'm trying to say is you are actually renaming a copy of the model database when you are creating the new database, guys. Whatever data is there in the model database, it will be also copied to the user databases. If you create one table in the model, and when you create a new database, the same table will be there in the model database also. I mean to say, sorry, user database also. So the structure and the data will be copied from the model template when you are creating a new database, guys. Is it clear? Everyone, is it clear, guys? What is the role of model database in SQL Server? Now, tell me one thing. If it is clear, if my model is not accessible, can I start the SQL Server or not?
No.
Yes. Yes.
Type your answers in the chat quickly, quickly, quickly type your answers in the chat. Quickly, guys, quickly. చెప్పమ్మా ఎవరు ఆన్సర్ చేయట్లేదమ్మా My daughter is asking, nobody is answering your question. She's having 6 years, I mean 5 years old. She's asking. Okay, quickly, guys. సూపర్గా చేసావు చాలా Wow, super. One. Right, I got answers from Sonali, Leena, and Sachin, Om, Prajna, Jayashree, Subhash, Omkar, and Ravindra. Okay, fine. Fine, fine, fine. Okay. Chanakya, yes. 842, right? Okay, what is that? Okay. Sai Sri, yes. Nagesh Moore, yes. Naresh Nanda, yes. Ravindra, no. Omkar, no. Subhash Chandru, yes. Jayashree, no. Prajna, yes. Sachin, no. And Leena, yes. Sonali, no. So, some of you said yes, some of you said no, guys. Give me, uh, give me 10 minutes, okay? Okay. So now, why no and why yes? Why no, Sonali? Why? Is it Tinky Pinky Ponky? No.
Model is not accessible. No?
Model is not accessible. Can I start the SQL server or not? Those who said no, can you please tell me the answer? What is the reason why I cannot start the SQL server?
These are
The
system
model
database.
is not accessible.
Hmm. That's what, like, model is not
They
accessible.
master database also uh, reflects the template of the model database. If it is not the model is not accessible, master is also might not accessible.
Why like that? No, master is the king. Okay, if master is, it shouldn't be like if model is not accessible, the master cannot be accessible. Nothing like that. Okay, we didn't discuss like that, right? In that hierarchy, we didn't discuss.
No,
Master is the
is no.
main one. Yeah. Okay, master is the main one. If master is not accessible, other databases cannot be accessible. But if other databases are not accessible, that doesn't mean master cannot be accessible. Are you getting the point? If master is not accessible,
Accessible.
other databases cannot be accessible. But if other databases are not accessible, that doesn't mean master, because other databases are depending on the master, but master is not depending on any other databases. Temp, okay, very good. What about others? Those who said no. Those who said yes, at least tell me. Can we start the SQL server? How? How we can start the SQL server if model is not accessible or model is corrupted? ನಾವಂತಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದು ಜನರೇಟರ್ಗೆ